Hello, you're watching HW News. This is me, Anusha. Now, following the Jamnagar Sessions Court ordering life imprisonment to former IPS officer Sanjeev Bhatt for his alleged involvement in 2 decades-old custodial death case, his wife Shweta Bhatt has said that he has been sentenced for a crime he did not commit. Shweta Bhatt even criticized the Indian Police Service Association of Gujarat for not standing up for him. You didn't stand by him, you didn't protect him. He keeps fighting for his battle against these vindictive government. The question is still, what end are you prepared to remain as silent spectators? That was Shweta Bhatt. Now referred to as Gujarat's rights whistleblower, the sacked IPS officer Sanjeev Bhatt was sentenced to life imprisonment yesterday in a case that goes back 29 years to 1990. Now, along with him, retired Constable Praveen Sinha Zala was sentenced with the same sentence after both were found guilty in a custodial death of a 40-year-old man, Prabhudas Vaishnani, who is a resident of Jamjodhpur, who was one of the 133 people who were detained by police during a Bharat Bandh, which had a nod from Bharatiya Janata Party veteran L.K. Advani. Now, the story goes 29 years back. On October 24th of 1990, a major communal violence had broken out in different parts of Gujarat's Jamnagar city following the stoppage of L.K. Advani's Rath Yatra in Bihar and his subsequent arrest. At that time, Sanjeev Bhatt was posted as additional SP of Jamnagar Rural Division, wherein the district of Jamnagar was divided into 3 police divisions as Jamnagar City, Jamnagar Rural and Kambhailia. Now, following the absence of that particular area, Kambhaila Deputy SP Division, who was on sick leave, it was Sanjeev Bhatt who handled over the additional charges of Kambhaila Division on October 16th of 1990. Now, it was on October 24th of 1990 that the mass broke out a communal riot in Jamnagar district. IPS Praveen Gondia was on leave as well, which followed by Sanjeev Bhatt, who was asked to immediately take over the additional charges of Jamnagar City Division as well as to prepare, implement and supervise the arrangement in that area. So therefore, it was Sanjeev Bhatt who was officially holding charges of that entire Jamnagar district and was effectively dealing with communal violence in the city. Now, on October 30th, a call for Bharat Bandh was given by Vishwa Hindu Parishad and Bharatiya Janata Party both, where a large scale of communal violence was expected across the country and all these communally sensitive states of India were put on high alert. The entire town was on grip of violent demonstrators who were spreading terror by indulging in targeted violence, including loot and arson against individual shops and properties which belong to minority Muslim community of Jamjodhpur. Now, the first priority of Sanjeev Bhatt was to stop these riotous mobs and ensure strict enforcement of curfew to maintain peace and order. Bhatt has handled several various such incidents of violence across the state. He reached the Jamjodhpur police station where he was informed by the CPI that a total of 133 people, including the deceased Prabhudas Vaishnani, he was also arrested. So basically, Vaishnani was arrested hours before Sanjeev Bhatt and his staff reached the police station. Now, a complaint was also filed by his brother, who is also an active member of Vishwa Hindu Parishad and Bharatiya Janata Party. This alleged false complaint against Sanjeev Bhatt says that the arrested rioters were made to do sit-ups while in custody and were kept in open chop. Now, it is to be noted that on being presented before the nearest magistrate by the local police on October 31st, no complaint of torture or any grievance was made by the deceased Prabhudas Vaishnani or any other of these 133 arrested rioters. Later, all these 133 rioters and Prabhudas was sent to judicial custody and were remained in jail till November 8th. And even after that, writers including Prabhudas were released on bail. There was still no complaint of torture or any sort of grievance from them. Then on what basis did his brother complain against Sanjeev Bhatt? Now moving on October 12th of 1990, due to health issues, Prabhudas Vaishnani was taken to hospital in Jamnagar and then to Rajkot. And on 18th of November, Prabhudas died due to treatment of kidney. Also, according to the hospital records and reports, Prabhudas' body had no internal or external indication of any injury or torture or any other grievances. And it was then that when his brother lodged an FIR against Sanjeev Bhatt and his 6 other staff. And the rest of the incident went as follows. We'll show you in a graphical formation. In August 14th of 1995, CID files a summary report in Jamjodhpur court citing that want of government sanction. Now on December 20th, the court rejects report after victim's brother raises objection. Now from 1995 to 2012, Sanjeev Bhatt and other accused filed several petitions including discharge pleas. Now on October 23rd of 2012, the High Court directed the lower court to expedite trial. Now on November 8th of 2012, charges were framed against Sanjeev Bhatt and 6 others, and finally, yesterday, after 2 decades of struggle, Sanjeev Bhatt was convicted for a crime he did not commit under the section of 302 of the Indian Penal Code. The Sanjeev Bhatt belongs to the state from where our country's 2 most powerful men came from, that is Narendra Modi and Amit Shah. Sanjeev Bhatt was also known as a vocal critic of Prime Minister Narendra Modi, who was then Gujarat's Chief Minister. At several occasions, we have seen Bhatt's wife expressing her unhappiness on Twitter and talking about her husband was unlawfully taken away and how their security cover was allegedly withdrawn without any prior intimation. Now, the alleged harassment began since 2011 when Sanjeev Bhatt filed an affidavit in Supreme Court claiming to have attended a meeting on the eve of 2002's Gujarat riots. He alleged that Narendra Modi, who was then the Chief Minister of Gujarat, at a meeting asked the senior IPS officers to let Hindus vent out their anger against Muslims in the aftermath of the Godhra train tragedy. In the affidavit, Sanjeev Bhatt had also alleged that it was discussed in the meeting that the bodies of the Hindu pilgrims who had died in the Sabarmati Express would be brought to Ahmedabad before being cremated. Not only that, Bhatt but several others officers who were investigating in this 2002 violence and other series of alleged fake encounters have reportedly been targeted by Gujarat government, and they still continue to face consequences of their involvement even now. Now, according to a report by Times of India, with the help of a data accessed from the National Crime Record Bureau, it talks about that as many as 180 custodial deaths took place in Gujarat between 2001 to 2016. However, no police personnel have been punished for any of these deaths in this time. But IPS Sanjiv Bhatt's case is surely raising a lot of questions whether it is a political motive or not. Well, Sanjeev Bhatt once said in a tweet that it is dangerous to be right when the government is wrong. To let us know what you think in the comment box below. For more news updates, log on to www.hwnews.in.